This is Talk About It Tuesday podcast, brought to you by yours truly, Ashley Morgan, the founder of Recycle to Riches, made in the middle of a pandemic where connection feels so far away. With this platform, we will be talking with world changers, wave makers, and environmental educators. We will collaborate, communicate, and educate as we do always. Make sure you listen, watch, and learn from these incredible minds that are changing the culture of consumption every single day. Without further ado, let's talk about it, people. Hey, it's Ashley from Recycle to Riches and your host of the Talk About It Tuesday podcast. We're super excited to have you listening in on January 2023 episode, the first one of 2023. We are speaking today on all things recycling, the best of the best ways to recycle. Our guest today is Sam Hecht from International Recycling, speaking all about the newBin app, a project in Pennsylvania for now. Well, without further ado, let's talk about it, people. This is Talk About It Tuesday podcast. We have Sam Hecht here with International Recycling Group, speaking all about the newBin project in Pennsylvania that I know the Recycle to Riches community is so excited to hear about. So, Sam, take it away. Explain yourself, and then we'll get into newBin.
Sure, just briefly. I'm Sam. I'm an artist slash designer from New York, and just super passionate about the animals, the state of our planet's health, the ecosystem, just all of that. So it's kind of the perfect combination of my interests to be given this opportunity to do kind of graphics and social media and stuff like that for International Recycling Group, as well as for newBin.
Amazing. So is that your role that you play in International Recycling Group, more social media and things like that? What is the role?
Yeah, absolutely. So I technically do graphics and social media for International Recycling Group, as well as newBin, their sister companies. But newBin is more social media oriented. So that's really where my focus is.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. So I just wanted to get into newBin project a little bit, learn more about it. So
Yeah.
if you can give us, elevator speech and whatnot about newBin and what the project is all about.
Sure, of course. So there are kind of two parts to newBin's mission. The main overarching one being to raise America's shockingly low plastic recycling rates, which are super important to us. And we're kind of doing that by taking plastic recycling from something that's like this nebulous idea to a lot of people. It's like a task, it's a chore, confusing, and we want to transform it into something really tangible, by making it more community oriented, making it engaging, simplifying it, and making it rewarding. And then the other part of newBin is, as I mentioned, also to serve as International Recycling Group's sort of source of feedstock once that is going to be this sort of state-of-the-art plastic recycling facility that's being built in Erie. So once that's up and running, newBin will sort of serve as the source of feedstock for that.
Wow, incredible. I love that. And I definitely would love to hear more about that and what's getting built from there. If you know any of that information, it'd be cool to know. But let's get a little bit into the main source of the mission, which you talked a little bit about the crazy plastic waste and the recycling process that we have and how it needs to be fixed. So let's chat about the main mission of newBin and how important it really is and why we really need it.
Yeah, of course. So one of the main inefficiencies of the plastic recycling system is on the collection end. There are a lot of barriers sort of getting in the way of really collecting as much plastic as needed. And like I mentioned earlier, it largely does stem from this disconnect, this sort of distrust in the plastic recycling industry that we really want to place back in. And yeah, I mean, it's a multi-pronged approach. It stems from just getting into the community, being out there, talking to people at events, talking to people at sports games. And then so there's the education aspect. we're sort of subverting the collection process as well by opening it up to every kind of plastic, instead of having instead of having the users pre-sort their plastic, try to figure out what's recyclable, what's not. That's a really confusing element that frustrates a lot of people. So we want to take that out completely. We do all the sorting as long as it's plastic. Just get it to us. I think that'll really dramatically transform things. And then also there is the app part of things, which is another element that makes it just really user friendly, makes it really clear, makes all the locations of where you can drop stuff off really identifiable, makes all the rules, what's accepted, and it gives recyclers a reward, a small little reward of eco rewards, technically, that's what they're called, for depositing your plastic through the app.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that. And especially since you take all forms of plastic, because for the longest time I was recycling, but I didn't realize that there was several forms of plastic. And I think a lot of consumers don't even know what those little numbers mean on the bottom of their plastics.
Absolutely,
They're
it's a
like,
lot.
oh, it's recyclable because it has that thing around it. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, no.
So that's really cool that you can just take it all on and put it in the proper hands to recycle properly. Let's get into let's get into the app. I'm super excited to hear about this and how it kind of functions. I know I can't use it here in California, but I am going to download it just so that I know what it is and how it works, and I'm going to look into it for sure. So let me just start with the question, where can we use this app and how does it function?
Sure. So obviously usability is our top priority with the app, as simple as possible. Right now, we are only in Erie, looking to expand shortly in the future. And right now, I believe by the time this podcast goes up, the version that will be on the App Store of the newBin app is kind of this bare bones version 1 that we're putting out, which will allow users to locate the different bins and the different drop-off containers and also acquire the eco rewards down the line. I mean, there are a few different like gamification elements we're thinking about. We're kind of currently in development, and also we would love to have recycling on-demand pickup, stuff like that. But that I'll sort of be updating you guys with as the information comes out. But so yeah, as of when this comes out, the newBin app will be on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and you should be able to, in California, not really find bins plotted at the moment, but you should be able to see what's going on in Erie and just get a general sense of how it works.
Yeah, and talk about these climate rewards that the app will give you. I really love this concept because it inspires people to take small actions because everyone likes to get something for what they do. So chat about that. What are the rewards, and how does this help people actually get inspired to recycle?
Yeah, so I think just having that small incentive does so much to just kind of make it more satisfying, a little more fun, definitely more rewarding. And so Eco Rewards, we worked on developing this original version with the company Zloop, who has their own app. And that is sort of their currency system they use. So we definitely wanted to keep it consistent with them so they could potentially be integrated into the future and just keep things streamlined. But yeah, so eco rewards, it's a different amount versus whether you're depositing bottles or bags. And at the moment in this, stage 1 version of the app, they're only redeemable for an Amazon gift card, just to keep things really accessible and open. But that'll definitely be developing down the road.
Cool. And please let us know, as a nonprofit, we are all about sustainable gifting and rewards for sustainable actions for the climate. So let us know how we can be involved with that as
Oh,
well.
we would love your input.
Planting
Absolutely.
trees is always a good gift. If they get a certain amount of points, you can plant this tree.
Let me
So
write that down.
write this down.
For
You'll hear it
sure.
over the podcast.
Exactly.
But also it's such a good we work with One Tree Planted. So if you wanted to connect with them as well, shout out to One Tree Planted. They're an awesome organization, a nonprofit that plants trees, but they also work with the indigenous communities and farmers that are already there in the land, so that what is planted is right for that atmosphere in that area.
Wow.
Because
No, that sounds
obviously,
amazing.
yeah, every biodiversity is going to be different. You need biodiversity, but you need it to be different in each ecosystem. So
Completely.
you know that.
Shout out to One Tree Planted. That's super cool.
I know I'm really happy that we're able to partner with them and move things forward. We actually have a goal to plant, I believe it's 500 trees in 2023, which is low for organizations. They usually plant more, but we're just getting started, and we think that our consumers will love the fact that they have this opportunity to plant a tree with recycled riches through One Tree Planted. So
Oh
we're
yeah.
excited about that partnership.
I would love that.
Yeah, sorry to go on the sideline of newBin. But anyways, let's go back to newBin, and let's chat a little bit about what you do collect. Obviously, we learned that you do collect all kinds of plastic, and then what happens with this waste stream. If people are listening, I'm putting quotations around waste stream because it's not waste. What
Mm-mm.
happens with this supply of resource when you collect the recyclables?
Yeah, so this extremely valuable resource that we collect is then, for the time being, it's meticulously hand sorted to make sure that everything possible in what we get can actually go and be recycled. So inevitably, that's not going to be every single piece currently, but it's a developing process of making those connections. And then, as I mentioned earlier, once the plant is operational, everything we collect will go to International Recycling Group's super plastic recycling facility and be sorted and recycled.
Amazing, amazing. Can we chat a little bit about that and the International Recycling Group's recycling plant that's being adapted, right? It's being built right now?
Yes, it's currently in the process. I think groundbreaking should be in the spring of next year, and then I believe the plant will be operational sometime in 2025.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome. That sounds really good. Right on the on the projection scale that we're looking for adaptation and mitigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so we talked about the app, we talked about newBin, amazing things are happening, and then I just wanted to go into this whole thing, Recycled Riches, Talk About It Tuesday. We're here for communities that are developing and new solutions that are developing. So, how can our community and the listeners now help newBin adapt and help the overall mission?
Yeah, so at the time being, we would love to hear from anyone listening if this is something that they seem like they could use in, their area. We're always looking into where we should be expanding and maybe possible representatives in different areas. But other than that, I mean, follow the socials, stay updated, and just be the best recycler and advocate for recycling you can be. Just kind of promoting it within your own community, within your own social circle can have so much power to do so much good for the planet in the end.
Totally. That is so true. Thank you, Sam. That's why we had you on here, because you have the info and you can inspire. And we really need that, especially in the recycling realm. It's tough out there, and it gets deterring when you hear the statistics like only 30% of our plastics actually get recycled. And in California, we're just storing our recyclables right now and things like that. So it's pretty frustrating, but I'm so happy to hear that there are solutions out there that are growing, such as newBin and obviously the International Recycling Group. We're so excited to be able to have you on Talk About It Tuesday, and so happy we got to talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. It was so great being here, and I'm so glad that I could bring some hope to people who are kind of in that state of frustration. And yeah, I had a great time.
Well, thank you, Sam, for that incredible conversation and talk. We hope you watched, listened, and learned from this incredible mind today. We hope you also tune in to the February podcast episode that's going to be launched on February 28th on all things waste diversion. Hope to see you there. And until then, let's never stop talking about it.